Yo! Well, guys, what's up? We're back. Gonna be a little bit of a short stream today, actually. But it's gonna be a fun one. It'll be packed full of several currency items dropping. I already farmed up crystals. And we're gonna run some crazy juice temples. Although actually, I'm right in the middle of a really bad bout of RNG. Because my last 4 temples, I had it completely done. Again, it was like totally perfect. 3 rooms locked down, 2 locks to spare. And then I went, the following 4 temples, I went 0 locks, 0 locks, 1 lock, 2 locks. And that caused me to have to abandon one of the chains a little bit. I'll build it back. But that's some absolutely atrocious RNG for full clearing these. It goes, I never actually thought I would I really never thought I would probably ever go 0-0 in a row. But yeah, that happened. So I plan on running Atziri, and not until I can confirm that you can put a room, like, you can shove a room in without it bricking your temple. But I assume it would brick your temple, so. Like the key room. So probably not. Anyway, this temple will still drop a lot of stuff. I may actually let this dissipate a little bit more too, because I got a couple of extra rooms that aren't really valuable. We'll see, it depends on how many locks I drop here. We got this lockdown only, and that leaves me with no locks to spare. Which is pretty bad. Pretty bad.
No matter.
But hey, that's okay. You guys doing well today? I was on podcast with Talkative Try earlier today. I think it actually went really well. Probably the best one I've done yet. I smiled more than usual. For which I had to put a great amount of effort in doing, because, you know, I don't smile easily, so. But I know it's important too. Especially considering I was on like half a night's sleep. Although that, if anything, that probably helped. Considering starting Twister and SSF is an League fun thing to do. Samavaya earlier said he just wanted to say thanks for the build, switch to it, and having a blast. Okay. Glad to hear that. Hey, you know, the next thing I'm going to do, probably, as far as content is concerned, is make that build guide. Yeah. In fact, I think I might be working on that tomorrow. Probably tomorrow evening, maybe? Or maybe even this evening, actually. Oh, yeah. New filter strictness. Divine strict. At first I really did just have like divine orbs on the filter, but then I realized I should probably put like, you know, unique precursors, and there are some like mid-tier uniques that you really should pick up in ID, just to see if they got like perfect roll range. Like Greed's Embrace is a good example. If it's got perfect rarity roll range, it's worth like 10 divines. And there's some things that you can like corrupt. Also very important to have the extra socket shown, uniques with extra sockets. The only way to do that is make like every unique with an extra socket to show. Oh my god, a lock. I feel like I'm on lock drought as of recently. Hey man, I fell in love with your build previous season. You think there's a possibility in terrible economy to be a 1-div build? Yep. It ain't gonna look like... Oh, this is another item you want to pick up for sure. it won't look like this exactly, but you can check my video on YouTube. It's sort of 2-minute, 40-second video. That is essentially one div budget version of this build. Everything you see in that POB. Yeah, Greed's Embrace is like a common drop. I drop like 5 of them per run or something. All I do is just... Actually, in this case, oh yeah, and then you can also corrupt it, and then if it hits like above tier rarity, then it's worth, you know, even more. The perfect one is worth like several hundred divines. Just from valing it. Crazy. The currency you see me dropping now is not even the most that I'll get. My record so far, and I've only ran like a perfect temple, fully laid out, like not even 5 times. My record is 84 divines in one map. I had like 54% area rarity on that map, so that can be even higher. So I'm expecting to see a map that drops like 100 divines at some point, even with tier 2 alchemy labs. Which is another thing we got to make a video on soon. I think I'll do 20 maps of tier 2 alchemy labs and 20 maps of tier 3. I won't make them all tier 3, but I'll make most of them tier 3. I won't make the ones in the really beginning of my chain tier 3. In case I discover that I don't want tier 3, then I can kind of... Which ones would it be? Alright, so there will be one over here I make tier 3. These I can make tier 3. But not this one and not this one. These two will stay tier 2. I can't go back that far. Yeah, I did hear some people were having problems with exiting the temple and then it like closing automatically. I haven't seen that yet, but I am pre-locking at least. I was already in the habit of pre-locking actually, at least like what I know I want to lock. So I didn't really have to change my behavior in that sense. I especially always pre-lock this one just in case, because I mean even last league I did have like an instance crash or something where it just was done. All right, here's an example of an item that might be worth something with extra sockets. Let's find out. Yeah. What's it worth with 3? I see, I see. Alright, we'll use a Val Omen on that. Looks like a pretty good bet. People being lazy, not doing their own. It's been fixed like 6 hours ago. Ooh. Maybe I didn't log in time. Was it doing it like every time for everybody? Divine. I've had a few triple divine drops actually. That one comes up periodically when the temple's fully built. Bro, triple divine's crazy. Can't wait to see my first quadruple divine drop. Freaking nuts. It was 50%. That's a really high percent chance. Because I mean, you always exit the temple. Oh, another double divine. We got 55% area rarity. I'm guessing that is multiplicative. It does seem to have a pretty big impact. That rarity roll you get. Your random waystone modifier roll. Well, when I checked the Discord after I woke up this morning, I saw people were talking about it. I did lose my perfect limbs, unfortunately, today. I tried to hold on to them a little while. I did for a while, but eventually, you know, just randomly get ripped. Sucks. We got second lock, so I can hold the main line. Need to play some catch up on these. Unfortunate. You guys will never be able to see me play with like the least amount of lag. Although I did save a clip last night of, I don't know what happened, but like there was a few temples in there. It was like super late. It was like 4 a.m. my time. Maybe that's why. And dude, it was so crisp and so clean. Like my FPS was like really high. But this build even, it was amaze balls, dude. This build with like high FPS is freaking insane. Probably the best temple clearing build in the game. I would actually be inclined to say this is the best temple build in the game if it like didn't have, if it didn't naturally have FPS issues in high density stuff. Also, I think I might get rid of the FPS issues when I get like a level 40 spark too, because then I'll just like utterly annihilate everything. I can't wait for that. That's my goal right now, is to get like super high level spark. I think it's gonna be crazy. What gear? Right now I use this helmet and this neck. So that's like, that's like 80 or 90% light radius. I could do more now though, that I don't really care if I die. Because I'm no longer leveling, and you know, there's no limb saving anyway. So I might actually just go full glass cannon on that. Oh sure, now we have the locks coming in. Alright. Now they're coming in. I had to sacrifice some of my lines. Some of you might have come in recently. I had the perfect temple built up, and then I had to lose a little bit of my line because I went dry 2 runs in a row and then only got 1 on the 3rd run. And that was some crazy bad RNG on locks. Tried to lose some of it. Not any of the tech portions though. I played it safe, to be fair. I played it safe. I'll always play it safe to the point where I would have to go completely dry 4 runs in a row to actually lose part of my corruption thaumaturge setup. I really don't want to lose any of that. I can stomach losing the other line, that's fine, because it's so easy to build back up. Oh my god, I miss playing in the Tinks. I'm bored with PoE 1, don't want to start PoE 2 League so late. Masamune, why did you not play PoE 2 League? PoE 2 is a better game than PoE 1 now. Just compare the last 2 leagues of each game. It's kind of obvious. Even without the core in-game being in place. I got a confession to make for you guys. I might not be playing the next PoE 1 league. Obviously, I'll be paying close attention to the reveal, but I'm not automatically like excited for the next PoE 1 league. I was already kind of a little bit wishy-washy last time, but now, like, especially after last league, what we have right here is like the closest thing we've had to Affliction League or like Legacy of Freesia level of loot drops, and it's incredibly satisfying to put in a huge amount of effort to build a temple this way, because it makes you actually feel like you by and large deserve the quality of drops that you're getting. I mean, that might seem arrogant to say or whatever, but you know, I put in like 50 plus theory crafting hours into this temple layout, and I put in like 200, counting the brick, like easily over 200 hours of temple building. I mean, I genuinely feel like I deserve some freaking insane drops for all that time I put in. I don't feel like the dividends have paid off even close yet. $40 to $60 per mirror drop. I have not dropped a mirror lock yet. I haven't done that many maps though with this this temple. Like I said, I've only done like maybe 5 fully completed temple runs. I've done, you know, a couple dozen, like close to finish though. Oh, the perfect temple. Oh, is it more perfect than mine? Holy. I don't want to do leechers. I don't like that kind of thing in general. I don't really even like playing in a group. Viewers in general don't like it as well, but that's not my motivation for not doing it, actually. I just personally don't like it. Wait, another corruption chamber? I had such a hard time finding that last time. But yeah, I'm thinking I might be playing this league, you know, for another couple months, and then I feel like this kind of build would be one that'd be exciting to like try and invest like 20 mirrors into it or something. I really think it would be insane to have this cast on crit spark build with like 20 mirror investment. I truly think it could be like just an absolute MVP build of the league. Could be insane. Alright, let's see if it locks me out. Hopefully not. We're gonna hold that there. And then, what was there? Something to pick up. There was a level up one to pick up, but just get another. Was there another destabilize thing to pick up? I don't think so. No. I'll just do a bit more. Just wait. I'll just get one more medallion of some kind that's useful, and then bounce out of here. Honestly, don't know if it's better. I have the Mustia set up with changes in the stream called. I'd like to see it. I find it really compelling. Like trying to come up. I found it really compelling trying to come up with the absolute best layout in the game. Not to be like first or anything, because you know, that was way too late for me to be like, you know, here's a good layout before anyone else posts one, but like the literal like best layout in the game. I think that's going to be something that's also really fun to discover for the next month or two. It's actually going to be kind of impossible though, because we won't really necessarily know the balance of numbers perfectly, but like I alluded to in the last video I made, there is a way to objectively look at layouts and tell which one is better. In certain aspects of it. Which is what I did in the last video, talking about that. How can I link it? I can pull it up. Golem works. Well, I mean, alright. I mean, I guess I'll have it for like one run. I'd rather have a lock or a one-up or a level up though. Yeah, hold on, let me look. Yeah, I haven't whitelisted this site. What you posted. Did you see my last video? Oh, this is the Russian Skyba one. What is modified about it? Right up top, same Spy Master setup, same ending Corruption Chamber setup, except maybe what, one extra? Fewer Golem Works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One fewer Golem Works, one extra Corruption Chamber. Is that it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same. That's it, right? You subbed out a Golem Works Smithy for a Corruption Chamber Thaumaturge. I think that's it. Well, the TLDR of what I mean, I'm very familiar with this layout. The TLDR is outbound to tier 2 Golem Works without the generator here is not as good as outbound generator tier 3 Golem Works guaranteed, which is what my setup has. A, because you have a generator. B, because in the event that I don't have the third one, I'm missing a Golem Works, which is more favorable for diminished returns on Golem Works. So it's construct effectiveness and superior diminished returns in the scenario that both of us would be missing this third one. Either way, like even without the diminished return argument, it's still more construct effectiveness because 2 tier 2 Golem Works is no better than 1 tier 3 Golem Works, which is the guarantee there. If we have this, then we both have 2 tier 3 Golem Works, either way. And then the other big thing was smithy count. Double outbound Golem Works means you have to blow a room on an extra smithy. Whereas if you used a generator, you would get to put a thaumaturge here instead, or, you know, or something. A thaumaturge is worth more than a smithy, obviously. And then you can, I mean, you might make an argument that getting quicker into the armory setup is better, but I don't think it is, not considering that you have the entire layout. You're going to want a certain X number of alchemy labs and thaumaturges anyway. So I just think it's inferior to have the extra smithy. Not to mention the fact that, here's what I really don't understand though. Why does this layout put the Golem Works chain in the middle and not at the beginning? Golem Works chain should be here, if anything. Should be right here. Should be right here, because you literally remove a smithy if you do that, if you put it right here. I don't get why the decision to put the Golem Works chain in the middle here, where you have to throw an extra smithy in there just to start it, and, you know, inbound and outbound the Golem Works chain. It's just a waste. That was the #1 reason why this layout's inferior to the one I'm using. 2 extra smithies. Unnecessary. The only argument that I can see in favor of it is the idea that if you have a smithy, if you have your full-blown Golem Works chain straight out the beginning, it makes it more restrictive in the building process, because then you will have to keep the pathing down to like 0, basically. No, you can't abuse like pathing and everything. So you might argue, depending on your preference of how you build a temple, it could be harder to build. But in terms of like actual min-max finished product, there's no contest there. All that said, like I said in the video, excellent layout. It's like 99.9% is good. Well, maybe not. Okay, 99% is good. Probably more accurate. 99% is good. Which is totally satisfactory for the vast majority of people. Not me, because I go nuts if I'm actually like not doing the very best thing. At least when it's like, when it's in my control to do so. Can you convert the temple? Not really. The main reason is because the biggest difference between this layout and mine doesn't have anything to do with what I was talking about. It has to do with the choice of using the sacrificial chamber to get off the ABA pattern, to ring it around like, you know, along the outside. I didn't do that. This is a common thing. This is a common theme, and I think I get the feeling that a lot of people who are like the real good temple theory crafters, probably a lot of the Russians who are doing this, getting ahead of the game, I think they might have like gridlocked themselves into thinking that this is automatically the best way to build a temple, is to utilize the sacrificial chamber this way to get off the ABA pattern, when it's not necessarily true. You don't like, I don't feel like there's any inherent advantage to doing this. It just makes it just gives you a special reprieve in that you can immediately take your outside Spymaster link and then draw it along the other outside side, which again makes the temple kind of easier and more straightforward to build. Doesn't speak to its final form in any way, but does make it simpler and easier to follow and build. Like my temple, for example, the second chain is on the second perimeter, and then you have to like get the primary spy master line down before you can do that, and it just makes it it makes it less straightforward on how to build the temple that I made. So I appreciate this tech for, you know, the simple way of doing it, but you know, this conversation isn't about like how do you make the easiest temple to build. It's about how do you make the best, absolute best layout. That's the conversation I'm trying to have here. So I don't think it's good or bad. It's just different, and it makes the layout way different in terms of how it's set up. So you can't really just convert to what I was doing from this. Obviously, you can insofar as like, well, no, actually, no, you really can't, because look, this, like even the outside spy master chains, they're on opposite sides. They're on totally different setup. There might be a way to do it with like shifting everything over one or something. Maybe would probably involve like switching the links somewhat. Like mine would, instead of having a generator here going outbound this way like mine does, you might start it with like a Golem Works instead, and then have the generator outbound from here and go up this way. And like that would be how you'd offset it, because my generator is here and my Golem Works is here, and so my two lines are like Golem Works here and generator here. If you swap those two and swap the beginning lines, it would offset, I think, everything off the ABA to BAB patterns. So that might be something to do, but I didn't look that far into that. Don't you need like 15 spy masters to sustain? These setups require a sustain, or suggest a sustain of 2, with 1 being very high priority. This chain here that ends here is the only one that you really don't want to lose any rooms on. I would be very surprised if I went the entire league in a situation where I intelligently held back locks, like I mentioned before. The formula I'm using, so to speak, is one where, in order for me to lose the highest priority snake chain, I would have to go completely dry on locks 4 temples in a row. Which I seriously doubt that'll ever happen. Maybe it will. Maybe if I played for like, you know, maybe if I ran like 1,000 temples, that would happen like once or something. That'd be pretty effed up. I just for the first time went 2 temples in a row dry, which was scary. But I was still 2 temples away from like, you know, losing play. And again, worst case scenario is you would lose this, then similar to what the situation they'd be in here, you'd have to peel back this line like another 15 rooms or something, and then rebuild this with the Russian tech, which you could probably do. So 1 chain is giga high priority. Not going to have a hard time sustaining this, even with like 10, 11, 12 locks. The second chain, on very rare occasion, you're going to have, not very rare, but on rare occasion, you're going to have to give up a few rooms on that second chain, which ends right here, which is not a terrible ordeal. I mean, there's no tech involved. You just put the rooms back in and level them up again. Periodically, you're not going to sustain this room here, the third one. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be fairly frequent. Like, this will be kind of on and off. You'll have a good round of RNG. You get like, you know, 20 temples in a row. You'll just be floating locks, and, you know, it seems like every other temple you get like 4 locks or something, and you'll sustain it for a while. And then you'll hit a dry spell, and then this will have to get taken off. Well, I'm just explaining this because, I mean, it's an interesting idea. Like, so what I like about this layout and my layout, and one of the reasons why I modeled mine off of this in a similar way in respect to like, okay, let's make 1 snake chain super high priority because we'll have no problem sustaining 1 lock. Let's make a second chain medium high priority, and let's make the third chain low priority. So we're okay. We feel okay losing that third one periodically, frequently even. We don't want to lose the second one, but if we do, it's not that big of a deal. And we never want to lose the primary one. We're going to try desperately to hold that back and play it smart with our locks, hoarding them back. Make sure you always keep, you know, a couple locks in storage for that primary chain for a really, really rainy day. Kind of like what I just saw. There you go. So much cool like tech and like analyzing what and ways of looking at it. I mean, the complexity, the level of depth of this league mechanics, honestly insane. And we're not even talking about like its primary function, which is like exalted orb bench. Where's the mirror? Yo, Zushi. All right. Well, I'll drop one for you soon. All right. Not yet, but soon. Do we have a conclusion on whether we should level the alchemy lab up? Nope, no conclusion on that. I'm leaning towards it's probably a good idea to do so based on what I've heard from other people. But I've not done that test yet. Yeah, a lot of locks don't come with spies either. Like right here. Like this could have very easily been a lock room. This room doesn't prioritize any special medallion. Am I skipping 3.28? No, not officially, but I'm... But I mentioned this a little bit ago. I'm for the first time ever actually contemplating there is a chance that I do skip it. Whereas I don't think I've ever said that. I might have said that before League, last League, but I don't think I did. The next League is 1 month away. If that, not even 1 month. It's like 3 weeks away. Why would I skip it? The current state of PoE 1 is in the worst place it's been, probably, since a really long time. And their last league was actually pretty horrendous for a player like me. And then, oh, they said early March. Oh, they shifted it off. Wait, they shifted it? Wait, what? What? I thought we were doing every 2 months. What the hell? Oh, okay. Well, I'm definitely a lot more likely to run it then, if it's that far off. Okay, then I would say there's a pretty good chance I'm going to run it, because that's a long time to enjoy PoE 2, the current state. Okay. 0.4 was early? I didn't think 0.4 was early. It was like 1 week early or something.
You reek of stupidity. Furious energies.
1 month PoE 1, 3 month PoE 2. Hey, you know, I would probably prefer that. I don't understand how it could be early. Was it never meant to be 2 months on, 2 months off? I thought that's what it was the whole time. Thoughts on 0.4 pre-discovering temple juicing? Pre-discovering temple juicing? Well, it felt a lot like 0.3, which was a pretty decent league. I mean, a hell of a lot better than 0.2, so... yeah. PoE 1? You're telling me 0.3.27 started in November? I don't believe that. No way, because I took off a couple weeks and I made a lot of videos. There's no way it started in November. What? I'm gonna look this up right now. What date? Really? October 31st. Damn, bro, that's like hard to believe. Crazy. Wait, this is like perfect. Perfect Alpha's Howl, uncorrupted. Damn. People like their perfect items, don't they? What? Several divines, apparently.
Maintain a fine balance.
Your build is so cool. Thanks, dude. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I always make like the best build of the league. Just nobody ever knows about it. Especially in the end. Like, in the end it is. Like, people run around with their Temporalis builds. Temporalis Spark build. I'm over here, like, proccing sparks 10 times a second. And while moving faster than they blink. Like, what are we... Seriously, though. Like, it's all because of Twister. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 60 divines, that map. Pretty good, considering my temple's once again not finished.
Shipment sent.
I've been focused more on build
What's
making
new?
than ever before.
I'll do what I can to sell it
These
for you.
days.
What is it?
Have an order?
Like, I don't make currency farming strats all that much
Good.
now. Damn, really? Off, huh? Hold on. There's some potential right here, this guy. Aww. Man. Alright, let's see what a double exalt slam hits. Alright, I'll give it its fair shake. Any thoughts on playing a new build after you max this one? No, not really. I don't see a build out there that's better than this one. I haven't looked real hard, but I'm under the impression that I feel like I'm just gonna have a hard time finding a build better than this. It's not that this build is phenomenally great or anything. It's actually not very good against bosses, but we're not playing bosses this time. Like, the
Shipment
premier
sent.
content has nothing to do with bossing this league, so
Can I help?
it ended up being like the perfect build for the league. Randomly, again, just like last league. Always.
Someone is bound to buy that.
Nah, I definitely got lucky though. It was a little worse against bosses than I anticipated, and the league was way less... bossing was way less important in this league than anyone anticipated. Woot.
I'm sure someone will want that.
Sort of that. I got tired of messing with these Wrath Piths. I think I'm just gonna sell them plain.
Hey,
They're going up in value. I've thrown a lot of currency down the drain trying to
I'll
get
do
these
what
good.
I can to sell it for
This one though, I sold one of these for 600 div. I think what I'm doing with this is I'm actually just corrupting it, and if it hits third socket, then I'll throw the Val on it. I'm not even blowing armor scraps though. Oh yeah, I forgot this thing. What was this worth again? Oh, okay. That's right. I was gonna val this. You just valed 25 fire res? I'm pretty sure that's better than a socket. What? That's so much. What the hell? In the world? So they're gonna show up because they're like something like this. Oh no, okay.
Yes.
I feel like that should be worth a
I'm
lot.
sure
I don't
someone
know.
will want that.
Oops. I don't know. Changes today. You might want Atziri into the temple. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to risk bricking my temple, so I don't want to put the key room in it right now. If somebody comes out with a way to do that, then maybe I will. I mean, I definitely don't want to kill the architect. Nice.
Place in perpetual motion.
What happened in the middle of the temple? I had to sacrifice some of it because I had a terrible dry spell of blocks. It's fine. You just put it. I can build it back up. Not that big of a deal. Don't you have to kill the architect in order to get the Atziri
You have made a grave
room?
mistake.
I sure as hell don't want to do that. Yo, Gold Knox, thanks for the sub. Treasure vault. Wow. Architect doesn't move? Yeah, I'm not taking that to the bank.
Some stones never
Yeah, that is a risk. That is a risk I am not playing. After him not moving where he was supposed to move like 6 times straight to get him original position, I'm not chancing that. Not anytime soon. Tested it. All right. After I hear like 100 anecdotes of him not moving, running in that position, then maybe I'll try it. I'm gonna need a lot more than like we tested it though. I'm gonna need a lot more than that. Again, I still don't know where you place the Atziri room. It's just gonna loop. It's either gonna loop or you're gonna have to like lose some rooms. Well, you're suggesting it's worth it. You could theoretically set up an Atziri kill on repeat. Yeah, I understand conceptually. Like, I don't know where you put the Atziri room. You can't even control where it would spawn anyway. I mean, I guess it's either gonna spawn in the loop or it's gonna, you know, you're gonna have to like draw your temple back or something and hope for a good spawn. You don't have to place it. You don't have to place the key rune. You always have to place the Atziri key rune. Did they remove the key rune from the equation? Yeah, you place the key room yourself in a predetermined like 3 spot location. Well, every spot is a brick spot. Again, unless I sacrifice rooms in my temple. Like, that would be the point. I mean, I guess I would just sacrifice the corruption chamber at the end or something. I don't know. I'm not sure I even want to do that actually. Can you even lock that room? Because I thought it had to be like... I thought maybe it had to be on the path. But then it doesn't make a path, so I guess you'd have to lock that room. Or wouldn't you have to like lock that room and the one behind it? I can't... I don't remember if that room is considered part of the path. Yeah, anyway, I'll entertain the idea, but I'm not doing it anytime real soon. I mean, I don't really care about killing Atziri anyway. I don't want to do bossing. Time-consuming fight regardless. Even if it is, like, lucrative to do it. The thought of having to do her every single run is honestly really annoying to me. My temple's not even finished. What you see right here is like, I'm only getting about 2/3 or 3/4 of the loot I will be getting when I refinish this stupid thing and have the actual tier 3 golem works here. I lost a part of my temple because I had terrible dry spell blocks. Would I remove divines from tinks? No, I gotta drive you guys crazy. No, that's your reward for playing a league like this. You get to hear the tinks way more often. You don't just like... You don't handle your dopamine receptors with care. You burn them out in a league that is designed as such. You embrace the dopamine burnout. And I put the stream title the way I did here is because I figure there are probably some of you guys who are running a little dry. You're probably not hearing all that many tinks in a while. And maybe you would just like a nice shot of drugs. That's all. So we're pulling out the syringe. And we're getting the injections on, right? Gotta hear more of them tinks. That Dave Chappelle, it's good. Yeah, we're also simultaneously pissing off the community at large with this stream too. People come in and they're like, "This game's so broken, look at this guy, just immediately dropped so many cheeks," without realizing how much effing effort went into this. Absolutely insane amount of effort went into building this temple. We got one lock room so far. Dude, I farmed up like a couple thousand divines so fast. That's where... this body armor is 2,000 divines. I bought this body armor. I was going to save it for later because I was like, oh, it's going to take me forever. And then I realized how much currency I was actually farming per time. I was like, well, shit, I'll just run this for a few hours and then I'll be able to buy the body armor. I can't buy the really expensive one. The really expensive one's like 2 or 3 mirrors. The pure ES one. I'll get that one later. Maybe. But this one's still good enough. Yo, the Desilmane. What up, my dude? Yo, you're gonna like this stream. We're bogging down the server. We're dropping too much loot up in here. Dazelmane is he is a major connoisseur of in-game juicing and dropping loot. Diala's Desire and a Divine Orb, same mob. What? All right. You actually cooked in Necro. I shot his login. That build. The ice shot with the body armor. The what body armor was that again? Are you using that body armor? With the elegant hubris? Damn. That was a fun build. Oh, just ice shot in general? I mean, ice shot's pretty good. Oh no. Alright, I probably need to use this. Yep. Back to basics ice shot build. That was so visually satisfying though. It was really fun to play. It was a great league to play that because like I didn't need like crazy amount of power of tornado shot in that league. Volatility. Yeah, you I haven't seen you in a while. Have you played any PoE2? You kind of strike me as the guy who would never touch this with a 39.5 foot pole. Although maybe with what you see here you might. If you can imagine doing that. I mean, this doesn't look much different than PoE1. 0.1 for a week. You know what's going on with this temple business, right? I'm sure you've heard about it. You might be feeling a little bit of FOMO. Might be. Generally speaking, currency drops less in this game than it does in PoE1. But not in the temple. They can't seem to figure out what they actually want. Well, I know they pulled a fast one on us, people who were kind of jiving with the whole idea of the original vision and making it more methodical combo-based gameplay. They pulled a fast one on us and actually made it PoE1 2.0. Which is what, you know, PoE1 purists were complaining about, that the game wasn't going to be for them. It actually ended up being exactly for them. Crazy enough. I don't know how that happened. The only thing that's missing is like a robust in-game, but as far as like combat pacing and everything, it's basically just PoE1 again. Although I guess it was always going to be like that at the end game. You have a rough estimate on how many hours? I mean, it's hard to judge in time, but I can tell you about how many temple runs it'll take. It's to be somewhere between 100 and 200 temple runs, probably. I'm being pretty conservative with that estimate. Probably closer to 100. It would definitely be like more than 60 though. Like even if you were lucky. Is having rarity on your gear? Yeah, I suspect it does. I don't know how much. I have almost exactly 150, which is a soft break point. You guys can't see this, but I'm using Twister and then also sparks are coming out. And the more I gear up, the more spark is dominating the DPS. This build's actually becoming really exciting because basically it starts off as this sort of like aspirational cast on crit spell damage build, but in actuality, the vast majority of your damage is just Twister, and you're kind of memeing along the way. Oh, dude, badass. I got a commander medallion. Usually I never get the right one off this guy. Dang it. But yeah, this meme idea ended up really coming to fruition. I figured it might actually in the end. Well, 3-socketed one of these. What is this? What is this? Nobody wants this, right? Red flare? Red flare? I love that you can just pause the game and do this. What is the Awaken PoE app for PoE 2? I still haven't downloaded. I actually need to download it now. I realized like yesterday, okay, I need to download it because this is too time consuming to keep checking like this all the time. I'm finally dropping so much loot, I need to do it. Whoa, what? It actually has some value. Oh. Really? Exile exchange? Is there one like primary one? Oh, it's because it's one of these. Okay. Cool. I mean, it's only worth like 1 div. Probably just throw it away. Exile exchange too. All right, hold on. Here's what I'm gonna do. First thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna shout out Dopamine. Obviously. Second thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull that up. Download. Is it GitHub pages? ExileExchange2.com? Is that the primary site? Because there's like a couple different ones. I don't want to download the hacked version. GitHub, the top one. Is this the most direct safe link? Yeah, I figured the .com one's probably friggin' scam. Download. I'm gonna do this. What do you guys? Download. Where? Right here. Fast. Alright guys, you can go to that site. Probably safe. Take me. I'm way late to this. Any small changes build could do for bossing damage? Not really. I mean, it's kind of tapped out to what I mean. Maybe try cast on crit comet, I guess people do, but it's not really meant for bossing. Just getting better gear and just getting more damage in general, and they can kind of just kind of power down bosses that way. Yeah, I'm going to make, this is now next on my agenda. Now that I finally got I got the temple built, I put out the videos, the 2 videos. The very next thing on my agenda is making a guide. It's going to be on mobalytics this time. And I talked about this earlier. I'm either going to do it later tonight or tomorrow. Yeah, my big problem with Comet on this build is it's like anti-synergetic with it. And Spark is like massive synergy because we already want to have like skill effect duration and prog speed and projectile levels, which you can get on the spear, but you can't get like levels to increase Comet on your spear. This is just like a whole bunch of factors where you're double dip scaling on Spark and Twister. And so they function similarly, and it becomes kind of like outrageously strong in like the Temple, for example. But it's a bit weak on bosses, especially large arena bosses. But then I asked myself, do I even care? Because am I, you know, is bossing important in this league? And the answer is no. So I don't really like. If bossing was the big thing this league, I would probably, you know, go to the drawing board and figure this out. But it's like, I don't know, bossing, and Atziri is like a joke of a fight too. Like the one boss that matters this league is Atziri, but she's like a joke. It just seems more than ever that it's just kind of a, you know, don't worry about it. I don't think that could have been any good anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm at 44 and I only did half a run. Cool. Okay, let's what build is this? Spark Invoker. You check the description of the YouTube video. Massively underrated build. Really fun. Really cool. Whole lot going on. Battle Mage, a true Battle Mage archetype. Probably the best Battle Mage archetype build of all time in all ARPGs, not gonna lie. Because Battle Mage builds usually suck. Because the game isn't designed for them at all. But I don't know, I guess Druid could be really good too. It's supposed to be a Battle Mage. Alright, so we'll close this. Whew. Wait, I was given the token anyway. What the heck, bro? I was given it anyway. No, I don't need it. Okay, whatever. How much is the offhand? What? This offhand? I don't think it's cost hardly anything. Yeah, all versions of the build. It's gonna have. I'm gonna have like 5 different versions of the build on Mobalytics. I did that last league on max roll. I mean, those of you who follow my stuff know, like, a max roll, I made the Deadeye build. It was like 7 different variants or something. Dream? No. No, that item's not actually not any good. Can't put it there. The item's not any good for this build because we spend almost no time in that weapon set, and it doesn't snapshot. It's a dynamic shrine buff. So like, that's why I use the crit thing, 'cause my spark crit chance is still only like 75%. So getting the spark or getting the crit up really high is really good. Even when I have full headhunter buffs. Now Twister is usually 100% crit chance with full headhunter buffs, so it doesn't actually get any value from that offhand, critical weakness offhand, but spark still does. And so does, you know, Whirling Slash and Elemental Weakness as well. Actually pretty big value there. Not a headhunter. This build has to be ran on Invoker. It's too much Invoker specific tech in play. When can you get rid of Wake of Destruction boots? The key to that is basically you get rid of Wake of Destruction and Call of the Brotherhood at the same time. When your gear sucks, Wake of Destruction and Call of the Brotherhood allow you to freeze pretty much everything. Because that combination. So in order to get rid of them, you need to have so much flat cold damage on the build at that point, have progressed to the build, you know, gotten like rings like this, for example, huge flat cold. You need something like upwards of max 100 cold damage, flat cold somewhere in the build. It could be the weapon, it could be the rings, the glove, some combination. And when you get that, then you'll start like freezing things no matter what. You can use Embitter. Yeah, if you have a high enough source of gain as extra, otherwise you can do that, yeah.
I demand adherence.
700 div. With the current inflation, I mean, it'll be pretty good, yeah. You obviously wouldn't have an Atziri chest. You would have to get like a body armor that has, you get like a sleek jacket with enough spirit through the lead me through grace. You have 2 or 3 res on it. Tier 2, tier 3 res. All tier 2, tier 3 res probably. You can still have the same uniques, but not like highly specific corruptions on them. Probably. You could get like virtually every piece of gear minus 1 affix kind of thing, you know what I mean? Like, you might have less rarity in the end, that kind of thing. You would try to make a spear, the same spear, but not with prog skill, but with attack skill, which means you'd still be relying on twister damage more. Like, this weapon is super hard to make. And mine's not even like +5. Probably the very last piece of gear I'll go for is a mirror tier spear. I'll probably make an actual mirror spear in the end. I really like I really like the early stage of the build. To me, probably the most fun and impressive version of the build is actually like the super low budget version with like the soul tether and everything. The one that I made the 3-minute video on, which obviously is not very good against bosses, but it's so good and so fun and so cool, and like the amount of tech going on there is actually insane. Really enjoyed making that build that way, and it's, you know, it fits that niche really nicely. You feel way more powerful than you are, kind of thing, because, you know, you're playing like this really badass battle mage monk. It feels really good to play. Its actual power is maybe a little less. It's one of those kind of builds. I felt like the fun factor was like 10 out of 10. Maybe the power was like 7 out of 10. What? Hey. What the heck? How am I still not done? Whoa. Synth Flesh Lab. I mean, there's no way it's not gonna come into play at all. Hello, hi. How are we doing today? What? Triple annul? That means that's triple divine if you win the coin toss, everything. This is hurting my FPS. All right, well, you know, watch it on your phone then instead of your monitor. Hey, we got a lock. And then when your phone's about to blow up, switch it over to your monitor for like 2 minutes until your computer runs hot, then you put it back on your phone. You keep doing that. No, like, I'm running my air conditioner in the middle of January. I have to run my air conditioner when I'm playing this game like this, because my computer's pumping out so much hot air. Like, it's really cold outside, but it doesn't matter. It's so much hot air getting pumped into this room that I have to run my AC anyway. I'm running the AC in January just to handle this jet engine. Space heater? Yeah, it's a space heater. For sure. I mean, usually in January, like, it's a nice equilibrium, you know? It's like just enough heat that it really offsets the cold air outside, and you don't need to run AC or a heater because your computer's doing a perfect job handling that. But not this time around. We're ramping. The Loot Messiah at it again. Oh yeah. Hey, we worked hard for this. Fresh off the Talkative Tribe podcast, and any of you guys see that? Damn, FPS is bad right now. How do you shoot? How do you shoot so many twisters out? Combination barrage, salvo support. Actually getting frenzy charges. Made a video a while back on the frenzy charge tech with armor break and resonance keystone. So hoping for a bit more twister talk. Twister talk? Like what exactly? Yeah, I guess. Next time. We'll talk about Twister next time when my guide on Mobalytics skyrockets the algorithm and it becomes the new meta. Twister is going to become meta in 0.5, guys. You heard it here first. For sure. It's so stupid how underrated this skill is. Like, so many different variants of this build. The build is so strong that you can, like... There's actually a ton of flexibility in how you build it because it's that strong. Like, you don't have to... Unlike, you know, most other builds, you don't have to build, like, the strongest, most straightforward version of it just for it to play well. Like, this one right here is, like, way off the beaten path of a traditional Twister build. And it's still crazy strong. People over here playing, like, self-cast spell, cast on crit comet stuff with, like hard casting spells and stuff. Constantly to proc. Got banned for giving a friend 3,000 divines in a few trades. And what did your friend give you? Can't give friends currency. You gotta make them earn it, man. Oh, hey, nice. Oh man, I gotta drop this for that. Dang it. Wait, that. Well, I mean, okay. You know what? I'm not even picking that up. There's no way I don't get a garrison in 2 tries. No way.
You challenge
Draft for Crystal Gathering? I'm just 6 modding tier 15s and corrupting them. And just running them no matter what happens. Don't even look at it. I'm using Grand Project on towers and I'm not necessarily completing maps. I'm using like 100% increase light radius and just running. I'm doing the most ethical version of crystal farming. That's all I've ever done. Yeah, it usually takes me under an hour to do it. Yeah, it's like 45 minutes-ish, usually what it is. I'm already done with this temple. Just run the Legion and get out. Hey. Hey. I want to run a complete temple. Oops. I've learned some spawn locations. $120 spirit? No. Hello. Too bad I didn't scrap it. Armor scrap it. Alpha's Howl with 120 spirit is 10 to 15 div. Oh wait, it's more than that because my cold res went really high too. Hello. 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 We got a good item there. That's a pretty good item. With or without quality on it. Shit. Okay. Yeah, we'll close that. Of course it didn't give me the right medallion. Oops. I should have went with the garrison medallion. Should have. Come on. Alright, this time I'm gonna run the other path first. Need some level up tokens. / is to check the trade in-game. I'm here for the fix. Where are my tinks? I've been spamming tinks, man.
Oh,
I'm
it's you.
spamming them. If you came just a second, you're gonna wait a minute or two.
Seems like a good deal.
We'll get back in there. Look at that, 25 divines. It didn't even run half the temple. Woo!
Yes?
Diala's Desire.
What's new?
Oh, it's going up in value, huh?
I'll fill that in as soon as I
Sold a
can.
couple for 5 div each the other day. I wonder what the market's gonna do. I guess people are probably coming back from Second Wind. Merging over. That's safe. You actually make so much currency from like uniques here, and I'm not even running the tier 3 Alclabs as I understand it. Then I'm gonna get like a vertex every single map or something. Wow. How's he healing? What the heck? Weege. I do not have tech on permanent Atziri farming temples. I'm afraid if I put the Atziri room down, it would like brick my temple anyway. Whoa, are you impressed already? I only dropped 1 divine. Calm down. Calm down, dude. These are the shitter rooms I'm running right here. I'm running these rooms because I got to get the +1 level medallions. Again, what the Golem Works rooms are for. If it only connects to 1 room, it won't. Well, that's terrible. How do you lock it though? You have to like lock it down, right? Thoughts on Alk 2 versus 3? That's a test I need to do, so I don't really have any thoughts on it until I do it. Gotta do the test. Kill the architect every time. What? No, there used to be a way to lock that room down. You could definitely lock that room down. Or at least there used to be tech to keep that room locked. In some way. Talking about the key room. Somebody told me, I don't remember what it was. Why did Golemworks drop that medallion? Stabilization room? What the hell? Just like ported into the next room. I guess I killed everything. I guess. That was the fastest 2 rooms ever there. God. There might be a medallion spawn in here. Maybe. Well, I thought the key room would disappear anyway. Because it's not really part of your path, right? So wouldn't it just disappear regardless? Only 18% rarity. It's gonna be a bad map. Down sketchy. Is this weapon ever any good? Not really sure why it's on the filter. Guys, I'm sad I lost my limbs today. For the first time in over a week. I died for the first time in a week. And I lost my limbs. It's bad, man.
I demand.
Kinda glad though not to worry about it anymore. But to think there's 20% increased attack speed I could have. What I have on him? 10% attack speed, 10% cast speed, 30% evasion, 25% stun threshold. Perfect roll ranges of all 4. I had it for about like 5 or 6 days. I think. Maybe a week. Morning, what are some of the best builds to Blast Temple if you don't have mirrors? This one? This one would be some of the best builds to blast if you don't have mirrors. No Temporalis required. I'm still under a mirror budget right now. I'm probably really close to a mirror budget in total at the moment. Well, probably am over a mirror budget considering I was lucky on getting the weapon. Bought one that had like 3 of the 6 mods I wanted on it. Was able to surgically craft it. Guide, still new to PoE. Guide, yeah, type exclamation build. Take you to guide. I recommend you check, hopefully that's the right link to check the YouTube video. It was like a 2-3 minute video overview. Actually, let me see if that's the right video. I don't even know. Oh, that's not it. Okay. That's just one snapshot of it in like the PoE Ninja profile. I don't know. Just look at here. It's like 4 videos back. Just look for like the 3-minute video. That's a starting point. This league is unironically amazing for new players who can afford good builds, considering Headhunter is only a few diffs. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Headhunter carries for sure. I mean, obviously this build can handle the content without Headhunter, because, you know, you don't start with Headhunter when you enter the temple. It would be slower, but it's not required. But yeah, it definitely supercharges like any build. Also, this temple content is surprisingly safe, like not so dangerous. I mean, you know, on rare occasion I'll die, I guess, if the map mods are really bad, and if I start, you know, FPS drops down to 1, and then suddenly I'm like in front of like 6 mobs at once, and they're not dead, and then I just get hit like all at once, dead. But I still rarely die in the temple. Well, my ring choices allow me to do like double corrupt because I'm using Calandra's touch. Probably. I might end up getting an unset ring though. Oh hell yeah, there it is. The triple divine drop off 1 mob. I love that. I can't wait to see 4 though. That's my new goal is 4 divines off 1 mob. It's crazy. Good guy. I got pumped. It was next to another divine even. Shameless. Yeah. The only bad thing about this build is the FPS. It depends on like the server condition. If the server is in a volatile condition, it's kind of shitty, but I'm telling you, I was running this build last night at 4 a.m. local time, and it was like I was having the time of my freaking life. Imagine running this build with like no FPS drop. It was unbelievable, dude. I was like speed farming this temple because it was so clean. I just wish I could replicate that any time of the day. I probably can't if I'm streaming at all. Probably actually impossible. Oh, a PS5 handle? I don't know. I'm told that console's really good with twister or whirling slash builds. Now it's easy to sustain locks. I kind of just want to leave because I can't even pick up another really? I'm just gonna leave. I want that finished temple. Give me a garrison, I swear to God. Dude, bro, what? Why? God dang it, if I picked up the garrison before, I could have... At least 200 runs. I'm never doing that again. I'm never denying the medallion for the next follow-up room that would be there. Moving lock, blasphemy, I know. I'm gonna really enjoy not dropping a single lock this run and then regretting it massively.
A new way forward.
You hope I don't? Why would you hope? Why would you hope for that? That's toxic as hell. Can you leave the temple and use tokens, come back in? Yes, but there was some issue where people were not able to do that earlier, right after the patch. I think it was hot fixed. I don't know how to get this off my filter. Brimmed helm, because it still registers as an exceptional unique, which is so stupid. Talking about like two-socketed exceptional uniques. 'Cause I don't want to not see those in general. Yeah, no, it's a specific item that always drops 4 socket. It's not worth anything. I don't think there's any such thing in this game as like a double exceptional item either. Or something like... That would be crazy though. They should introduce that. Wait, why am I in here? It's freaking me out, man. Yeah, that's why I'm doing this room right now, is in hope to get level up token, then I'll come back, I'll exit and then come back in. Exactly. Oh, there's one, I think. Yo. That way I'll finish with lock farming and, you know, float the locks in the end. So I'm just gonna do the golem works, basically. The level 2 golem work still has a small chance of dropping it. There are double exceptionals? Wait, really? Like, actually? You can TP out. Double exceptional to... Well, I meant double exceptional in like 2 extra sockets, not socket. I know that you can have socket and quality at the same time. I meant 2 extra sockets. Does that actually exist? Like, it drops uncorrupted with 4 socketed body armors, that kind of thing? Yeah, they made the cleared rooms gray now. They did. That's kind of cool change. Some dude made a response on Talkative Try podcast with me. He's talking about how he didn't like the temple because it's so ugly. The UI is so ugly. Like that was the hill he wanted to die on or something. Like, I don't really care about that. Imagine complaining about the league mechanic because this is so darn ugly or something. What? Who cares, dude? I mean, I get about caring about the fidelity of the gameplay or something, but really, like, the interface for the league mechanic? Or maybe even, like, the interface for the league mechanic matters because in terms of, like, how much sense it makes to look at it, how intuitive it is, okay. But, like, just the sheer aesthetic of it, like, who cares? I don't care about that. Plus, I would assume that they would improve upon it anyway, if it was... These mirrors are... I mean, it's gonna take me a little bit to farm a mirror, even dropping this many divines. They're like 6,000 divines or something. Yeah, I mean, I think the UI is okay for this. I mean, sure, it looks a little board gamey, I guess, you know, but it's whatever. Smithy. I don't need that room.
You reek of stupidity!
See that? Works. Oh
No
my
matter
god,
the
these
path,
people
I
keep
will
typing the
walk.
freaking numbers all day. What are they doing? Bunch of giveaways or something? Look at me, no headhunter buffs. Oh my god. I found some tech today that I almost want to use.
I'm unable.
You guys know what commiserate support is?
Suffocation!
Anybody ever used commiserate support?
Forever changed. I need mana. Back to
So what I did is I put overcharge support in my elemental expression, which actually does shock enemies pretty reliably. Then that shocks them for 50% increased effect and shocks me too with the same effect. And then I have commiserate support on Twister, which is also shocking enemies. And so like I'll be shocked for like a split second and then the mobs will get shocked. And the mobs were shocked for 50%. It was kind of cool. But I had to also be shocked for like 40% shock effect, and I didn't like that, so. But it was kind of neat, like getting some shock effect that way. Having two separate skills, shocking, and then like one is overcharge and the other is commiserate. Commiserate support. So I got a new jewel, is the reason why I'm looking at that. I decided to try this out for size. The double shock magnitude jewel. I was actually going for increased skill effect duration, but hit crit multi and then kind of realized maybe crit multi is smarter in this case because I'm not running really high crit multi anyway. But I have like a 100% crit chance, so probably should just take crit multi where I can get it there. Ooh. Hello, Elite Legion room. One of the best rooms. Corrupted. Yeah, that's not where I'm devoting my currency right now, but sure, maybe. Maybe down the line. God, imagine having skill effect duration on top of it. What? And rolling max roll. What? Alright, who was that person who wanted me to get no locks for next two rooms? We're now on the Spy Master chain. We'll see if you get if your wish comes true. I got two right now. Easy divs. I think my temple's not even done. That's not even worth anything anymore. The +1 spell rune. Should probably just take all runes off my filter. They're like not worth anything anymore. Kind of sad. Oh! 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 It's not a lock. It's a rune card. You know, I'd rather have that one anyway. Trying to finish the stupid temple. Immerse Fury in a non-cleanse map? What? At least a corrupted map? Yeah, I know what that. I know what that boss is. That's why they patched it in. I was already aware that it wasn't spawning. I mean, a lot of people were. 3 Spy Masters, no lock. Exceptional war pick?
Ancient power.
Nope. Yeah, that's you, not me. I'm gonna get one right here. Spy Master number 4 lock coming in. Right here, here it comes. Got him. Got him. Haha. He's in shambles. He's in shambles. More exciting than dropping 5 divines in the same room is just dropping a lock, exactly what I said it was going to. I'm more excited about lock drops than I am divine drops. Like, actually. Now I just need the commander to drop another garrison medallion. So I can delete that lock room and add that in. And then roll the other cards. To hurry up and get the rest of it done. What? Hey, you guys might want to replace your needle, alright? Stop using the same needle over and over again. It's not healthy. Needle check. Get a new syringe out. Perfect Exalted Orb, not even a tank anymore. I almost caught the dragon though. Dang, that's a lot of dopamine. You sure you don't got something else in there? What the hell? The 2 closest medallions I've ever seen together. Corner. Did they nerf Temple? Yeah, obviously. I think I would be getting way more loot than this pre-nerf. I guess. I don't. I'm not so sure about that. But. Remember how expensive Perfect Exalts were last league? Yeah. I do. "96 cast on Crypt Monk. Do you recommend using Chaos Immune Tech or not?" Well, you know, if you have at least 3,000 ES, it's a minimum. And most importantly, you need to not be using Tangle Tongue. You got to use a regular spear if you're talking about the same build as I am running. Because you can't have, you know, skills costing life, and you can't use skills costing life on CI. Hi, Snoo. I have a question. If I kill Atziri, if I kill last Atziri woman boss. Thank you for that specificity. And I lock my chain, can it get destroyed? No. No, if it's a true chain, your chain's not gonna get destroyed. If you lock it down. Other rooms will though, if they're not part of that chain. It'll definitely get destroyed. You know what? I could use a second lock now. Like right now, I could use a second lock. What? It didn't drop? What? It's alright, I got 2 more. Just trying to stay ahead of the game here. Are divs worthless with how much they're dropping the temples? Not exactly, but you know, sure, there's a lot of currency injected in the economy, and it's like mirrors are more expensive than usual. Being like, The only thing higher than divs is like locks and mirrors, so in terms of like raw currency. I mean, there's things like omens and stuff, but people still trading everything in divs, by and large. Armory. Hey, that's a good room. Might use that. Yeah, I mean, other things that go up in value. That is a reflection of the divine orb crashing a bit. It just means you guys need to get off your asses and go farm some omens for the rest of us, alright? Stop trying to build your temple. You're never going to get it anyway. Just go slave away in the abyssal depths. Get your omens of light so we can have... So people like me can actually craft gear for a halfway reasonable price. I farmed 2k div and omens of light. Jesus, man. I kind of am curious about the strat where you get the map mods inside there. That sounds kind of fun. Golem works. I don't need that. I don't need that. You know what? I think I will run the champion or the commanders in case they drop garrison medallion. Commander medallion. That though.
You have made a grave mistake. Solar rage.
Back to the soil.
Miso Shiru made a video today suggesting that that strat got nerfed. Yeah. Oh, we just got raided. We just got raided by a huge streamer, guys. He's the next big thing coming at you. His name's YDoc. Amazing content creator. Streamer extraordinaire. Has just entered the chat with all his viewers. And now we make him feel the FOMO of not running the temple today. Hope you enjoyed cleaning up your house today. Welcome in, guys. I had a feeling you were going to raid me, actually. I had a feeling. I saw you were still on when I started. Truth be told, I was honestly just... It was a matter of when, not if.
I feel no pain.
Supposed to stream for 2 hours? Yeah, then you kept messing with stuff. 9 hours? What? Yeah, you're streaming at a weird time of the day, although you've switched things around. Look, this is what you're gonna get when you finally get to the camera. Wait, what? I actually died. Now see there? You just randomly die. Randomly died. Like, what even killed me there? I was feeling totally safe. Oh well. Not worth running back there. You don't know what is worth doing, though. This is Young White Ox, shout out. The guy streams almost every day. Streams more than me. Alright, so we need a garrison to show up here, and I got 2 rounds of rewards. Nope. There it is. Alright. Got that. That's too bad I don't have an alchemy lab, too. I could have got thaumaturgy in as well. Alright, progress. Progress. A little low on the locks now, though. I don't like that. Little low. Actually, I'm gonna have to drop some locks in the next one. Ooh.
How can I help? Hey. Good luck.
I think this actually is worth something if it's a good corruption.
Hello. Good luck.
Go on.
Hello there.
Baby.
Until next time.
Ooh, we getting up near 1,000 divines again. I started the day with like 500 div, then I bought this ring for 800 div, and now I'm back up to 900 div. So I've farmed like 1,500 div today already. I have an item that I'm gonna buy at some point. Got my eyes out for one. Can't tell you guys what it is. Don't want you to snipe it. Can't tell you.
No matter the path, I walk it.
Secret. There aren't very many of them on trade.
I cannot.
It's gonna be mage blood. Dude, where's my medallion? Ah! I'm not selling my 5 prog, 4 crit chance, 4 crit chance, scrub. It's tier 2 crit. That's like the last thing I'll make, probably. I am halfway contemplating. Here's what I am thinking about this one thing, though. Did you see that wand that I sold? What do you guys think of this? What if I put Twister all on one weapon, consolidate it onto this weapon? Obviously, I'd have to recraft a god tier soaring, you know, wing spear base or whatever. The problem is I can't get onslaught on it because I would have to have attack speed. I would have to have attack speed, crit, and prog. 5% crit, 5 prog, 28% attack speed. Oh, vertex drop. Nice. And then, you know, it would be like pure fizz or whatever. And then on the other weapon set, I can use... And what is it called? Andolias or whatever? It's the one that gives you like more elemental damage per power charge you consume. I could like just do a real quick swap to it occasionally and like hard cast, you know, it would be like a hard cast spark or something. I'll give myself a crap ton of more elemental damage. For spark. I'm wondering if that might be worth it. But the big reason why I don't want to do it is because I'd lose onslaught doing that. At the minimum. And I would lose the implicit prog speed Twister. I would lose a ton of projectile speed on Twister. I would lose both of those things. Well, it would still be a cast on crit build. I would just switch to that to get the buff from it. That's all. One of the upsides would be that my Twister cast speed would be way faster. Way faster. Which is actually really smooth. If you're playing this build and want to see how fast Twister can cast, just put Twister on weapons at 1 once and then see what happens. But then another problem would be my weapons at 2 points would be like used. Actually, the biggest problem would be, you know, on the passive tree itself, my weapons at 2 points like would no longer. That whole dynamic would be out the window. That's actually the real buzzkill. I would have probably done that though if we couldn't get spark levels through the spear. That's like the one, that's really like the linchpin that makes this build super viable in the end game. The fact that somehow +5 projectile skills on a spear simultaneously gives you twister damage and spark damage. The fact that it actually gives you spell damage too is kind of insane. Like, I bet that's actually probably the most compelling, you know, linchpin tech of the whole build. The fact that that works, and because that works, you can actually get, like, you don't have a setup quite as strong as, you know, +5, +3, or, like, Sanctified with, what, like, +6, +4 or something on the offhand. Still interesting, though. Yeah. I love the fact that Twister and Spark are getting buffed together in so many ways. It's so cool. The projectile level, the proj speed, the skill effect duration, the projectile damage, even like the elemental damage is double dipping, like just almost all of it. The only thing that really doesn't double dip is AoE. The area of effect is big for Twister, but doesn't do anything for Spark. Wait, what? Now I got that room. Distance damage, yeah, that one. That's true. I'm not actually using that mod though on Twister. That's for weapons at 1 only, to be fair. Although I would have used it if I consolidated everything down to 1. Shrine Scepter. How expensive is this build currently? Well, with the new Atziri chest I'm using, this is like a 2k divine chest. I was using sleek body armor. It's worth like 500 div for that. Right now we're looking somewhere in the maybe 3,000 to half a mirror to a mirror. Somewhere in there. Between half a mirror and a mirror. Real soon it's going to be worth more than a mirror though, because I'm farming boatloads of currency right now. As I finally got this temple up and running. But I don't have any sort of like build enabling piece that costs a boatload of currency. Like there's no temporalis in this build. It's not like, here's your entry fee is 3 mirrors, you know, to run the build. There's nothing like that. The starting point of this build is 1 divine. Alright, I'm here for the locks. Probably gonna give me a room card though. Last time I heard Adonia's buff goes away when you weapon swap. I think I checked that. I think I checked it and it didn't. I'm pretty sure I checked that and it did not happen. I'm 90% sure. Surely I was smart enough to check this. Golem and Spymaster swapped. My temple it's very similar to Fubgun and the one he modeled it off of, but actually there's a lot of differences. For example, these are offset on the patterns, like the Spymasters are here. And they don't have a Shrine of Empowerment here. This is switched. I have like an outbound generator link. Hail Demon. 25 months in a row. Welcome back. Enjoy your drugs. I got drugs for everybody today. I'm a certified drug dealer. Certified PoE 2 drug dealer. Temple was such an amazing addition to the end game. I bricked my temple twice. Still want to go again. Any other league, I surely wouldn't have played anymore. I know. I mean, when you see this shit happening, I could never be demotivated. Knowing that this was the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
This really is rather
It feels very well earned for me after all that I went through. FOMO probably. Well, we've still got a long time left in this league. Restart. Well, I mean, I remember thinking to myself as I was excited to get up and build the temple, I kind of realized in real time that actually my favorite part of this league was probably, and I realized this ahead of time, my favorite part of this league was probably going to be theory crafting and building the temple more than actually running it, more than even running it and getting insane loot. Because in my mind I had already gotten the loot, you know what I mean? Like, we're intelligent beings, we can anticipate what's going to happen. That having it in your mind's eye is just as satisfying as actually playing it through. And like knowing you have the resolve that you're going to do it, it's deeply satisfying. Going through the process, going through the journey, you know, they say it's all about the journey. When you have that goal, like having goals and actually going through the experience of fulfilling the goal is honestly more deeply satisfying than the experience of actually, oh wow, look at all these crazy divine drops, oh my god. Having a reason to aim high. That's my favorite thing about this league. Actually, it gave me a reason. It gave me a reason to aim really high in this game. It's been a very long time since I aimed really high. I remember Affliction League, trying to become an expert in the Wildwood and like building a glass cannon bow build that was actually strong enough and handling the server lag through that all, and like, you know, the weapon swaps, Invictus Metal weapon swap, leap slam thing to get the endurance charges, you know, all that stuff. That was all really fun too. Like trying to make like a god tier Affliction League bow build. That league, and felt like it mattered. Calandra League as well. That's a big one. Of course, I always talk about those leagues. Really fine league. This league, we had something high to aim for. I mean, it's one thing to make like an awesome build. For what? Like, you know, the content doesn't really demand it, but you make an awesome build anyway. I mean, that's somewhat satisfying, but when the moment calls for it, that's when it's like really fun. Don't get me wrong though. Dipping my grubby little hands in that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, that's still pretty fun too. This part right here. Hopefully today on stream we'll get to actually run like full temples. Just get a little bit of RNG here and build this back. I only have 2 locks. It got so hard at the end. Is it like way easier than it was before? I mean, it never got hard to me. I had the temple fully built and I felt like the mobs still weren't. It was a little hard because it was, you know, bogging down the server, but I figured, you know, once I get like level 35 spark or more, yeah, it'll probably, these mobs are gonna melt. Well, I wonder how much more those mobs were actually dropping. You hope they make the temple size bigger? Well, you know I said the opposite in the podcast, right? No, now. They obviously need to make the temple smaller. That's what they're gonna do. That's almost certainly what they're gonna do. It's such like an obvious catch-all solution to so many of the problems. If they just make it like smaller. Bro, I'm only getting 1 lock per run. What the hell, dude? It's gonna be 2 runs in a row, only 1 lock. Ugh. Just nerf the loot by 90%. No, I mean that's not as good of a solution as making it smaller. They should obviously nerf the loot, but they should focus more on like I mean, I don't know. I mean, personally, I wouldn't mind if it stayed the same size or whatever. I'm just thinking about it in terms of like most viable, appease the highest category or the highest number of people. It's obvious. The solution is make the temple smaller. There's people looking at this and understanding like what it takes to min-max it and the amount of time investment. It would do wonders, just psychologically speaking. It would do wonders to the community if that insanity was, you know, lowered a fair bit. If people didn't feel like they have to put 100 hours or so into it. You're not gonna drop a mirror though, and locks doing Abyss. That's a thing though. You actually factor in the occasional lock and mirror drop, and this completely just wrecks everything else in terms of currency gains. It's like that in PoE 1 too. I mean, in PoE 1, people have begun to accept the fact that you can really factor in mirrors and locks into the equation, although last league was a little different, I guess. Have you dropped a mirror this league yet? This league, no. I've only just started farming this. Let me see what my... Let's see what this says. Right now I got 3,400 divines. I haven't dropped a mirror or lock. I don't know what the ratio is. What is the ratio anyway? Divines to mirrors. Do I like this phase? Seasonal game anyway. I don't want to grind 3 months for head hunter. I like this phase. Nobody's min-maxing their character anyway. Not even Fub Gun is remotely close. I saw footage of him running Temple, I guess last time he streamed. And, I mean, it was fast, but yeah, it doesn't. It looked like it was as fast as this if I'm dealing with server lag, but in the event that I'm not, it didn't. Anyway, I saved a clip of me doing this farm without server lag, and I at least have the clip. I saved it because I was like, wait a minute, I may not see lagless content like this again in a while. Like you guys are seeing, like this is FPS drop like crazy right here. It's not always like that. It's a lot less. It's a lot better. First of all, when I'm not streaming, it also depends on the time of the day and numerous factors, I guess. But the big culprit is streaming, for sure. It's too much weight, weighed down too hard. 1 lock, 2 runs in a row. Oh, man. So I'm not using this lock on this right now. They'll always save at least one lock. You can press control, by the way. If I press control, it just lets me run the temple, in case you didn't know. It says place a room, but I don't actually have to. Although I would place a room here. Anyway. I mean, why not? Golem Works goes in there normally. Spy Master, oh my god. Arms am I using? Oh, I'm using Cat now. Cat was the first big item I bought. There's 1,300. It's the first thing I bought after starting to farm the temple. That's the biggest upgrade, honestly. It allowed me to remove inexorable crit from Twister. It made Spark crit way more often. Gave me, you know, 20% skill speed or whatever it is. 10% skill speed. It's just crazy. It's just insane how strong this is. I was using the Primate one, though. Yeah, Primate was good. Old Ralph? No.
Go on.
That's worth something. Yeah, it was like 1,300 div when I bought it.
No matter the path, I'll
I mean, honestly, for Temple, it was by far the biggest upgrade. The depth buff is always up, and it's, you know, 100% increase in evasion also is like the difference between like 35 and 45% evasion. It's actually a pretty big difference. Even that component. Missing the freeze threshold from Primate is, that really only hurts on ailment threshold maps. Otherwise, not really. Not with this damage.
forever changed.
These Battle Cultivation Orbs are worth like over 3 div a piece now. I guess they're bottlenecked, you know? Everybody gets 1 per temple.
You have made a grave mistake.
Can't scale it any harder than that. I really like, actually, I haven't really talked about this, but the League mechanic is also really good for its currency sync. This currency that they put in here, it's like a terrific sync and a great item sync as well. You know, destroying a lot of items. Which makes like your unidentified versions of those items worth a lot more. People can gamble on them. It's really a terrific mechanic for that reason too. The double corruption and the Val corruptions. Some of the best kinds of mechanics out there. Yeah, there are, I think, over 3 div a piece. Pretty sure. Look at the guy. Oh, near 5 div? Alright, well they just keep going up then. I sold like, I had like 100 of them on me. Made like 300 div in immediately. Over 300 div. And I say I didn't realize how many I'd hoarded up. I also use them though sometimes. Is the reason I'm not using Crown of Eyes, using attack and spell?
Perhaps the hero does something else.
I don't think Crown of Eyes is actually that good of an item. It's alright, but... I mean, before, I couldn't afford to have an item like that because I needed stats, you know, especially energy shield off the helmet, the earlier progression points of the build. Wait, what even was that? Golem works?
Vanquished.
Perhaps the hero does something else.
I'm unable.
How hard will it be to fix my temple when I'm done with the campaign? Well, that depends entirely on how high of a bar you want to set for yourself. Whether you want to use like special tech to build your temple or you just want to make it straight up. My recent YouTube video has a link for both versions. Like really well optimized versions for each, like the simple and the high-tech version. The simple one's not terrible. I mean, it's probably like 20-30% less loot overall. But it's like infinitely easier to set up. If you type exclamation video on the Twitch chat, that will show up. The description of that video has a couple of temple layout links. You 3 spy masters, no luck. Two locks in the last 2 runs. Why is this happening again already? Too soon. Too soon. I don't know how to get these off my filter. I told it not to include these on the filters, and they stayed anyway. In fact, they became a tink.
Your talent is
The tribal mask. I would happily trade a tribal mask for a lock right now, though. Happily. Watch next league, we'll be able to buy medallions. Oh my god. It's gonna be so easy to build and maintain a temple if you can buy medallions. I don't actually know if I would prefer that though.
Reveal your
What are these? Ooh. Empire's Grasp, probably trash.
Yep.
I mean, they're gonna at the very least allow some itemization because they'll be part of the Atlas tree. They're gonna nerf the big Jesus out of the temple, but some of the loot will come back through the power of the Atlas tree. That's what's gonna happen.
The vow
I cannot.
Damn.
Misguided.
FPS get nuked. Lose 10 FPS per divine orb dropped recently, I think is the debuff that I have on this character right now.
I'm unable. Need more mana.
Yeah, kinda. I mean, I don't know. Like, in the past, you can't, like, you can't itemize, like, the June Mastermind board or, you know, heist runners. You have to actually, like, run some of that stuff. But I guess if we go by what they've done in history, it'll probably be more like a combination of itemized things, but you will still have to build it yourself, but they'll make it really easy to build. They'll just keep making it easier and easier and easier to build. And that's why I say the most obvious solution is make the temple smaller, because that would make it dramatically easier to build. To build up, you know, if it's smaller. 7 by 7 or 8 by 8 or 7 by 7 instead of 9 by 9. Dude, what? Hmm? Oh, what the hell? Yeah, that sometimes happens. The guy's pet gets stuck on the outside and he's on the inside, he like bugs out. Two Spy Masters left. Really need to get a lock here. Well, I'm about to lose some of my chain again, I guess. Regress again. Freaking annoying. Where are these mobs hiding? Like, I can't even get a lock from a random room. That's the craziest thing. I mean, usually you average like one lock from a random room, let alone like Spy Masters. I'm doing a lot of tier 3 rooms here. Wow, freaking shit, dude. Another full. It's all 11 Spy Masters, no lock. You guys are seeing some pretty awful lock RNG here today. I mean, the Legion Barracks drops locks halfway periodically. I still haven't done the forges, the smithies. They can drop locks too sometimes. Oh wait, I had one more Spy Master. I didn't even realize. Could it be the one? Finally dropped a medallion. Generator! Oh.
Freak of stupidity! No consequence.
So who out there in the chat is currently trying to build this temple? Right here. Who has set their sights really high?
Flaming glory. I feel no pain.
We've been trying for 2 days, but you can't get the architect to move in the middle. Yikes. It do be like that sometimes.
I feel no pain.
Garrison. Alright, well, you know, I can... Actually, I would have put that down anyway. Wait a minute. I can get... Actually, I might be able to get a bunch of rooms here and kind of save my line. If I can get like a... If I can get a... well, I guess... like a synth flesh or... Commander? Actually, if I can get Commander, that'd be pretty huge. Commander medallion.
I feel no pain.
Synth flesh medallion, I just said that. Wow. Wow.
I'll hold it.
Okay. This is actually pretty good, because I only lose rooms back down to like here now. So it's as though I got a lock. Kind of. Kind of. Commander headquarters room actually has a lot of mobs in it.
Fury of the Val.
By the way, even though it doesn't suggest this, the commander, tier 3 commander is actually pretty heavily weighted towards room cards. It's a type of medallion that seems to be missing in terms of which mobs drop it. So, yeah, if you didn't know, tier 3 commanders do drop the individual room cards a lot. I mean, there's another one there. Unfortunately, the lower tier commanders aren't so good, though. And it's not convenient leveling him up. I think you have to have, like... You have to have double garrisons around him, like, before and after, and you have to use a medallion to level him up, I think. So if you try to do it early on, to get more rune cards early, it's not... not all that feasible, really. Oh, it can't do it? Dang it, I thought it could... Oh man, it has to be... champion here. Which means I can't really do it. I can't because I can't put it there. Alright, well, I guess I'm just hoping for luck.
Balance. Ancient power.
This is another reason why I don't want to have Golem Orcs my primary snake, because these rooms are absolutely the worst, especially with the whole like re-equip headhunter crap. So like the goal here is when you have like a full-blown temple, you don't actually run this chain. You only do the first snake, and you just balance after that, because the back like this was another, I didn't talk about like why this layout is better, but it's also better because at like the super high end, when you're actually sustaining locks, you don't need to run the whole temple. You can just run one chain and not the other, and like all the like the vast majority of the maps in that primary chain are good. Like good for loot. They're either really good for loot or they're very fast rooms, one or the other. That was actually an idea that was posed to me from somebody else who was looking at an original design of mine before and said, no, it's not that good because of this and that. Oh, a 1-up medallion. Oh boy. I need that when my rooms disappear.
You defile this place.
Come on, give me a lock. Lock right now. Right here, right here. Do it. Do it. Do it. No. Garo. This loot is distracting me, man.
You defile this place. Golden ruin.
I'll post it for you. Yeah, it's okay. The loot itself is distracting me. Trying to check items. The loot keeps dropping in my face while I'm checking. The double divine orb drop. Not paying any attention to it. It's fine though. I let the twisters do all the killing. At one point I had accumulated like 1,000 annulment orbs. And then I was sad. They weren't really worth all that much. Oh shit. Oh mana. See, to buy 2 would actually be pretty good in that situation. With or without constricting command. Because I was definitely surrounded. In fact, I pretty much only die while surrounded.
No consequence. No mana.
I really don't even want to run these rooms, but desperate for the lock. What is that Architect's Orb worth? Is it even like 1 divine? It'd be crazy if a level 2 Thaumaturge actually gave me a lock.
You reek of stupidity. Solar ray.
Eh.
You have made
Definitely gonna have to liquidate after this run. Alright, well, you guys see how it goes. Get screwed over. I could use this lock here, but that's stupid because I want to save it there. You're gonna see, like, probably 6 rooms disappear. Yeah. Lucky I got some replacements here. Too bad I don't have a commander. That worked out better than I could have hoped for. And the nice thing is that I also have a couple of cannon fodder rooms as well in case I have to do it again. Which means I would get pulled back all the way probably down to this room here.
Go on.
Hello there.
Triple res prismatic ring. How long does it take to build the temple? Probably somewhere between 100 and 200 temples. If you know what you're doing. Actual, like, temple runs. You don't necessarily have to run the whole temple, of course. At whatever point you'd be, like, floating locks, but...
What's new?
yeah, it's something like that.
I'm
Straight
sure
up
someone
memorize
will
the value of
want that.
these items.
I'll do what I can to sell it for you.
So glad you quit the league before the temple ruined the economy. Well, you quit pretty early then. I mean, if you're gonna quit that, if you're ever gonna quit that early, then you're probably not gonna be at all enthusiastic about, you know, a league mechanic like this. Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna look at it right now, but I'll save the link.
If you're still getting stutters, FPS trouble.
Whoa. Vault is full.
Hail.
A lot of grand projects in there. I mean, shit, these will sell for 4 a piece, I think.
I'll post it right away.
Wow. It's going up hard. Man. Oh, man.
Good news for you. All right, your order is... Yes?
$1,000 divines.
Hail.
Or more.
Yes? Come check out what came in for you. What's new?
How much currency, dude? I play a build with 250 spirit. That's more spirit than I have, isn't it? Oh, I have more than that. Yeah, you just like... I'm running both clarity and now I have... Where is it? This... Mysticism one. So like this is the luxury link. Clarity and mysticism together. Clarity super luxury. Alright, that's locked. We have no locks left. This is it's subject to getting deleted. We need I'm getting wholly wrecked by lock RNG here. But I could still do this temple and another with only 1 lock and I would still hold on. As long as I don't have 0 locks on the next 2 runs, at least it's not like catastrophic. But if I do have 0 locks on the next 2 runs together, that would be really, really bad.
Back to this.
Do I taste Atziri farm? Use that word on purpose. Taste? Taste Atziri? I've killed Atziri once. Only once. I can't believe there's like almost 6 divines right here. Boom. I guess so many people still building their temple, they have to utilize their sacrificial chamber for the the closing loops and stuff.
You have made a grave mistake.
Imagine pregnant Atziri. What would come out of that? Demon baby. Yeah, there's always somebody just got here out of context, like, huh?
It's all easy.
Entering desperation mode for locks. First Spy Master. This round, I'm probably gonna drop like 5 locks this round. Hoping 5 blocks. 5 block round? Yeah. 0. 0 for 1. That might be good. At least Perfect Chaos is still a tank. Guys, how many divines for a mirror drop on average? Is it like way more than 1,000? Is it like 10,000? Is that what it is?
Reveal your worth.
Not 1 in 10,000, is it?
Need more mana. It's a
4 to 6 locks on average. I've heard 5-6k, and locks being about 1 to 1k. 5 to 6k, okay. And it might depend on your rarity too, like higher rarity might benefit. Lock number 2, or what? Spy Master number 2, 0 for 2, no lock. Stupid crap.
I'll hold this medallion for you.
need more mana.
Your talent is
Need more mana. I cannot.
Based on other, you have more corruptions in your temple than Quant, right? Corruptions. Oh yeah. I do have a lot of corruption chambers. I got 7 and 8 thaumaturges too. 0 for 3. So yeah, I definitely have really high. Well, in the end, with the fully built temple, it's monsters of 182 or 802% increased chance to have a rare modifier. So rare monsters will have 8 additional modifiers. Oh, it's what? What in the world, dude? Synth Flesh Lab off of a Spy Master? Why? Oh my god, dude, I'm getting absolutely destroyed by lock RNG here.
The mighty Thor.
What is going on?
I need mana.
I need that forgiveness rating. Yeah, I mean, I often drop them off of Legion Barracks too. It's crazy that like neither are happening. I drop them off of the Smithies as well. Like they drop off everywhere. Obviously they drop off Spy Masters mostly, but I'm somehow like simultaneously not getting any from Spy Masters or any from any of the other realms. This is wild. I've only gotten 1 off the last. I've gotten 2 off the last 2 temples in total, which is pretty crazy for how many rooms I'm doing.
Need more mana.
It's not bugged. Just BS RNG. Oh my god, another medallion off Spy Master, the wrong medallion. That's really pissing me off, dude. I can't stand like needing a lock really bad, actually seeing the medallion off Spy Master and it not being the right one. And then getting all kinds of medallions off other rooms is also not the right one. Many people talking about low locks since yesterday's pack. No, I'm not entertaining the idea that they somehow ninja nerf lock. I mean, because people have been saying that there is not a single day has gone by where people haven't said the lock rate nerf, locks nerf. Oh, there you go. I got a lock off of a garrison. Finally. Just need more. Probably gonna, yeah, because I could very easily just drop like 4 locks in a row. Like 4 rooms in a row. Could happen. Some Twister went way off the beaten path. The second the door opened, way off screen. Oh yeah. People, I mean, I'm expressing frustration with it, but I don't for a second believe that it was actually nerfed. I've ran the temple a lot, guys. I've seen my fair share of RNG in the temple. I've won. Actually, wait, maybe I didn't get a lock on the last run, now that I think about it. Yeah, I don't think I got one in the last run. I think I only got one in the run before that. I made the video, I had 6 locks and the temple completely done. I mean, I knew that wouldn't last, but like, it didn't last very long at all, actually. Although part of it was my fault, because I wanted to keep my limbs alive, so I was like abandoning temple a couple times. 0 locks from any spy masters on this run as well. Holy. About the only theory worth entertaining about this, I think, is that there might be an internal, like, diminished returns for the lock chance per, like, room that you have. Like, your total, like, your percentage chance of getting a medallion might be reflected by your total rooms that you have. That's why it seems like when you only have, like, 2 or 3 spy masters, you seem to always get a lock anyway. Yeah, I'll be updating the build guide. That's like next on my agenda. Now that I finally got the temple built. We're gonna move it over to mobilytics. Multiple variants. With hopefully an easy to digest UI. Does medallions? Oh, I didn't know the answer to that. I guess it does. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Wait, is it currently not account wide for like old characters? Thaumaturg. Someday. Someday I might. Oh shit.
Palace of Liravon
Take it out.
shall not suffer the same fate.
Oops. I like this. How many rooms did I do? Oh, it's just one.
Place in perpetual motion.
I do that so often too. Take a wrong turn. I mean, there are mobs in there. What? Can't even run. Oh my god. Freaking no mana allowed in this room. What the hell? Bunch of assholes. There's mods on this floor. So bad. I got no headhunter buffs. Double mana siphoner with the mana. Almost had more of them coming in. Okay, well, I'm gonna lose part of my secondary chain again if I don't get a lock off of any of these rooms here. Girl. It'd be so much easier if we had a higher cap on medallions. Well, you're guessing you're of the tinfoil hat crew of people. You think the locks drop rate was actually nerfed? I feel like this is the number one topic in streams right now. People just talking about how they think lock drops were nerfed. I was in Cute Dog's stream the other day, and that's like people were just spamming that. He was trolling the heck out of him, which I found actually pretty hilarious. Peak Cute Dog content. Viewers are conspiratorial, and he's actually the one of sound mind. Already a little weak. Spaghetti code? Oh, you think they accidentally nerfed it? I don't know, man. I don't know. That's no less out there, I think.
I cannot. I'm unable.
Ooh. Still rather have a lock, though. Next, is there a way to do Smithy, Golem Smithy without in a corner with a Roman road? Yeah, you can always put a Golem Works on a road, so you just path the road over in that direction. That's all. We did get one triple divine drop today. Considering the scarcity of locks, would it be smarter to run a one snake temple? No, I don't think so.
You have made a grave mistake.
I don't believe there is a scarcity of locks. I'm just attributing it to RNG. I might have slightly underestimated the lock drop rate, but not enough for it to justify one snake temples are like vastly inferior to like a true two snake temple. Like you can't. I've yet to see any way to construct a one snake temple that doesn't have like, you know, like one or two rooms that are like basically made useless, rendered useless because of it. Might be actually it's probably worse than one or two. It's probably like 4 or 5 rooms that are scuffed.
You reek of stupidity. I need mana. Back to the soil. I need mana.
I might stop picking up these medallions. Just rely only on cards on the left. Like if I had done that, I probably wouldn't be in this situation. Because sometimes, you know, sometimes I quit the run halfway through because I'm already filled up on medallions. But it's only like 3 or 4 locks. A little worse than I thought.
Speak.
Hey.
Clean my room.
These stones obey old magics.
Cursed blood. I cannot.
What the heck, dude?
She is not yet finished.
The actual guy, yeah, right.
Need more mana. You reek of stupidity.
Time to play catch up. Oh, Blaze works. How you doing, dude? Welcome to the tank party. You ever play the game like this? What the hell? Double drop? You're here because you lack sufficient dopamine? Alright, well, welcome in. Go pick up a syringe and make sure you put on a clean needle and we'll get you supplied up real quick. Questions 2, if I'm like this and have an armory in hand and I can place it to prepare next Russian tech after the last barracks, or do I gotta wait for the barracks? Spy to discipline.
You reek of stupidity.
Can't see what's happening.
I demand adherence.
Maybe do a second look on my stream, make sure it wasn't black screened, although that no way it would have been, 'cause people have been screaming at me. What do you mean if you're like this? I don't know what this is. There's like a million videos talking about how to do the Spy Master tech though. I have not personally made one. I referenced it and kind of showed it a little bit in my video, but that video was under the assumption you already know how to do that, because, you know, it's a highly advanced temple. Oh my god, what? Oh, this guy. And another one? First Spy Master of this run.
Many ones.
I'm not looking at your temple right now, dude. I'm sorry, somebody else can if they want to.
Need more mana.
Blazeworks eating good. I keep missing mobs somehow. Ugh. Like seeing shit you'll never achieve in this game. Chaos is chaos is definitely not worth picking up. Not at this point. But that, see, that's what makes this economy balanced. Because I and so many players are not even picking up Chaos Orbs. You know what that does? It makes, oh my god, a lock. It makes Chaos Orbs more valuable to lower end players. So essentially, lesser players make more currency because better players are farming at a higher level and cannot be bothered to pick up this, you know, mediocre loot. It makes the bubble gum that you guys pick up more valuable, so you can trade for divines at a better ratio. We pick up the divines, you give us change for those divines. The economy working as intended. Market capitalism at its best. Oh, what do you know? Another lock. Now, here it is. The swift turnaround on locks is happening this run, I guess. I mean, look, dad gamers brought it upon themselves. They didn't have to bear a child and settle for less. They could have kept playing the game 16 hours a day, but no, they had to go knock up a girl and like settle down, have a real life, and then, you know, can you imagine the gall of being somebody who settles like that and then demanding that the game be made for you on top of it? I mean, it's freaking audacity. Makes me sick. Absolutely can't stand it. The only thing worse than a dad gamer is an entitled dad gamer. As if there weren't already enough video games out there specifically made for dad gamers. No, they got to come in to the very few games that are not made for them and demand that they be made for them as well. Absolutely ridiculous. Yo, I can't pick this lock up. Oh, I'm full. Cool. Not a lock. Whoa, what's this hate against dad gamers? Well, I'm not a dad gamer, so I got no allegiance to dad gamers, so you know, just voicing my opinion.
The vows have many unseen.
Also, I mean, it could be with the way I was brought up. See, in my world, where I was brought up, dads don't game. Okay? So, like, I had a dad once. You know how often he gamed? Never. Not like I never asked him to sit down and play a video game with me, but he couldn't be bothered. So, in my mind, dads don't game. In fact, the concept of a dad gamer doesn't even make sense to me. You ain't got time for that. You got better things to do, like your wife, or I don't know, working overtime at your job because you need extra money. Probably one of those two things. That's what you're supposed to be doing with your time, not playing video games. You ain't got time for that. Is that? My dad wanted me to like go outside and shit, and, like kick a ball around. Why when I see like Talkative Tries podcasts with his brother and his dad, like that literally like doesn't compute with me. Like I'm actually serious. It doesn't compute with me. Like the notion that there's a family that exists somewhere in this world like that. Like I can't even. I mean, can any of you guys, all jokes aside, can any of you guys relate to this idea? Like, dad gamer, what even is that? I can't be the only person who like had a dad who was basically allergic to video games. Found them to be incredibly, you know, mind-numbing and boring. Hey, I thought I was picking up a bunch of locks, but I only got 2. I need more. I actually need architects grayed out. Probably gonna be a future where like all dads are gamers, but the kids aren't gamers. Like the kids actually like go out, you know, and do like real sports, and they live like minimalist lifestyles, and they go fishing and hunting, and all the dads are like just stuck inside playing games. The child like wants nothing to do with that life. Or something. A complete 180. Have to be a gamer before you're a dad gamer? Yeah, true. I've never heard of a dad who like picked up playing video games after not playing video games earlier in life. I mean, actually, there will come a day when video games probably become obsolete. It'll be something else. It'll be like, well, I mean, it'll just be like straight up plugging into the Matrix or something, like Ready Player One style or something. Because you got to think like. I guess that we think of that as a video game, but if you think of it as like an alternate reality and not an actual video game, then you can imagine a world where, you know, all the cool kids want to go live in the virtual world, while the dads are out like playing video games, sitting down like at the console or computer or something. It's just like, ooh. Oh my god, that's like so yesterday. Bro, a commander is a good medallion. I can use that. Oh my god. Lucky me. Totally agree with you. I miss the times when games were hard and everybody just accepted it. Nowadays everybody's whining this stuff is so hard. It's good wasted. Actually, I think that's a bit of a misconception. I don't think games were hard. I just think that
You have made grave mistakes.
it's a difference between like the expectation of knowing how to play, how to min-max the game right from the get-go. I think developers make games harder than they've ever been. You're just not some random like 12-year-old kid without the internet. You're like a fully developed frontal cortex with a freaking AI chatbot at your disposal and a streamer chat also. Like, you just instantly get the best answer immediately. I mean, the way I know this is because I played World of Warcraft a ton, and it was kind of a weird. It was kind of a weird realization when I went back to play Classic WoW, and I realized how insanely easy that game was compared to the retail version, or at least how simple it was. Like, it was harder in a couple of different ways. It was harder to level. That was like the only thing that was actually harder. But everything else is so much easier. And then, like, you know, like the raids in that game were just a freaking joke. And you're like sitting there wondering why it seems so hard back in the day, and it's hard to like make sense of that. And it's because everybody else was bad. And so were you, like, you know, the actual player, like everybody was bad. Didn't know the mechanics, didn't obey the mechanics, didn't have like a DPS rotation, didn't have min-max gear, nothing. Familiar with the systems too? Yeah, but I mean, it had a lot to do with just the expectation of being like really good at a video game. Doing research on it and everything. If you open the temple, areas completed are gray now. Yeah, I know, it's pretty cool change. Woo! Oh god. So I dropped 3 locks this run. Yeah. Could still drop another. In weeks. Constant temple QOL changes already solidify the fact the temple will 100% go core in 0.5. Yeah, I mean, it's virtually guaranteed. By the way, if you guys didn't know, I did a podcast with Talkative Try yesterday. We talked about the Val Temple for like 45 minutes straight. I glazed the shit out of it, basically. Which I'm sure triggered some people. But probably some people understood too. Agreed. I'll have to see what the comments of that video become. I'm actually not that sure. Because I mean, his audience is definitely a lot more casual, generally speaking. More like broad scale audience than mine. I mean, a lot of people don't like this mechanic. Mainly for like the FOMO of it all.
Ancient power.
You like a lot of suggestions, Blazework? Thanks, dude. Do you have any suggestions that I didn't mention? We're gonna have to find our way onto your podcast too. You're gonna have to invite me at some point. If you guys didn't know, Blazeworks does a podcast too. He's here in the chat. Pretty nice podcast. I listen sometimes. Mid checkpoint, yeah. Gotta love it. Off screen ting. Already had many people request that. Sure, dude. But what do you want to talk about? If you could pick my brain, what would it be?
Behold.
What are you guys thinking, chat? If I did another podcast, what should the topic be? I mean, Discord? Yeah, just type exclamation Discord. You can at least find mine. I think you can pull it from that. Talk about dad game. Oh yeah. Bro, super triggering conversation about dad game. We spent a whole podcast talking trash about dad gamers. What you did for Temple did you get? My record is 84. But I've only been able to run a full complete temple not very many times, so that was a full complete temple. Usually it's over 50. It's like 50 to, I don't know, it's like 50 to 70 usually. Somewhere in there. Unless it's full, then it's like, you know, 60 to 80, or I guess like 60 to 90. How are you constantly casting Barrage? I mean, I have a lot of cooldown recovery, for one. Second wind support allows you to double cast it, which costs some cooldown though. Overall, definitely worth it. Because like sometimes in between rooms and stuff, you allow it to replenish its cooldown twice over. So it feels like it's way lower cooldown. Because your cooldown falls behind in combat, and then like out of combat it catches it up. Gives you a nice buffer. Ended up being way better than I expected. Because when I saw the whole like, you know, oh, your cooldown recovery is reduced if you use this gem, I was like, oh hell no, I'm not reducing my cooldown of Barrage, but no, like it really ended up being worth it. For sure.
You have made a great mistake.
Reed's Embrace with Thorns. I remember doing that in PoE 1. Not playing, not using it, but getting the Thorns on there.
You have made a great mistake.
I do indeed plan to make a build update. That is the next thing on my agenda. I was absolutely determined to finish this temple first and, you know, make a video on that, and I've now done that. So next up is build. It's gonna be on Mobalytics this time. And it's gonna be real nice and pretty, I think. I'll probably also put my Deadeye one up there too.
Made a great mistake. I demand adherence.
Why fizz damage is better? Well, I mean, it scales better on the weapons because of the combination percent and flat. So if there's any opportunity to scale physical damage hard, it's going to be on a weapon. That for one thing. But the big reason is this here, Armor Break 3. Break armor equal to 20% physical damage dealt by supported skill. 20% chance to gain endurance charge on kill. Or on I'm breaking enemy armor. But it's Frenzy Charge with Resonance. That's why I get Frenzy Charges reliably. Can I do this build in hardcore solo self-pound? You know, the best person to answer that question would be Young Wydock. You need to console. I know you know him. I convinced him to run this build, or the Deadeye version, in hardcore solo self-found. He's still alive in Act 4. No, you don't have to use Tangle Tongue. Tangle Tongue is the super low budget option. Oh snap. Oh snap. Oh snap. Goofy item. Well, I mean, that's one reason why you're not doing as much damage for sure. I mean, we started the stream with like 500 div or something. There you go. It's 1200. $1,200. I actually have to go now. It's a little shorter stream than usual. But yeah, I was restricted on time playing today. So tomorrow is some sort of my goal tomorrow is some combination of streaming and making the build guide for this build. Like the full, you know, the next iteration, transferring it to Mobalytics and all that. Hopefully by the end of the day tomorrow, one way or another, we'll have it up and running over there. But yeah, you guys know what that means. We gotta go for the day. Hope I gave you plenty of divines. I know I dropped I dropped hundreds of divines for you guys today in the short 3.5 hour stream. Okay, we'll do it again tomorrow. Some more of that. Yup. And now it is time to raid somebody. Who should we raid? We raid the usual suspects. I haven't seen X the Farmer on in a while. Give him the people from Twitch. On YouTube will sign out as usual. Actually, before we go, let's link that video. Podcast video. I probably don't have time to pull it up on YouTube, but Twitch anyway. There you go. Check out that. My utterly god tier based takes on the Battle Temple. How it is likely to be the best league mechanic they've ever made in PoE history. Even though I didn't play since PoE started, but I mean, I played since Ultimatum League, so since then. Is that build good to play with friends? Yeah, if you want to destroy your friend's computer. Yep. Yup. Haha, I'm going to link it on the YouTube as well. Alright guys, we'll see you next time.